Welcome back to Small Caps. My name's Kerry Stevenson, and today I'm bringing you Australian gold and copper. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is an IPO, an initial public offering. It is due to close on the 18th of December. That's a week before Christmas. So if you'd like to give yourself a Christmas present, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. But joining me today is Glen Diemar. He is the Managing Director of the soon-to-be trading on the ASX Australian Gold and Copper. Glen, good to see you all the way from Orange in beautiful New South Wales.
It is a beautiful place. Thank you.
Glen, first up, you've got an IPO. It's due to close on the 18th of December. What we want to do today is explain to our listeners out there, our investor audience, who is Australian Gold and Copper, and why are you're pretty excited about what you've got at the moment. So let's just start with a brief overview and then we can drill down into some more detail.
Sure. Australian Gold and Copper has been born out of a very successful explorer, Magmatic Resources, through New South Wales, and successful private explorer, New South Resources. The pick of their bunch, near surface gold projects have been joined forces. So these are non-porphyry assets. These are all near surface gold assets. And they've been joined together to form this IPO. And the really unique thing, and why you said I'm excited about this, is because they're all, it brings together lots of drill-ready targets. So we are raring to go. We've already got our foot on a rig here, and we've got 7 drill-ready targets that are going to make for a very exciting first 6 months out of IPO.
Glen, so Magmatic, a few of us know about Magmatic. They are a very successful explorer. Why are they giving up these particular assets? I mean, what's the structure from New South Resources, Magmatic? Why are they bringing this together for this IPO? I just need to kind of unpack that.
Right. So late last year, Lachlan Resources had a really exciting discovery, the Boda porphyry discovery, which really brought the focus of attention back to New South Wales. And there's still a lot to discover here. And so Magmatic's focus went from, really came back to a porphyry explorer. Magmatic have got the enviable package of ground around that Boda discovery. So the project that they're divesting out of Magmatic is not a porphyry project. So Magmatic's strategy is to focus on the porphyry story, and AGC, Australian Copper and Gold, will focus on the near surface gold projects.
And New South Resources, that's a private company, and what's going to so how does it work in the end? So once the IPO, what sort of percentage ownership will Magmatic and New South have within the new company?
Great. So New South Resources has been around for 14 years. I've been the CEO of New South for 5 years, and again, similar to Magmatic, some porphyry assets and some non-porphyry assets. Now, the managing director of Magmatic was very picky and picked the best of New South Resources non-porphyry assets, and we're really excited to show the world essentially how good these projects are, and what these projects can do once on the ASX.
Well, you've got 7 drill-ready targets. When we're looking at where these are at the moment, can you just bring up, I think you've got a summary slide of where the portfolio is, and I think it's just quite interesting if we're chatting away about this for people to see that these are drill-ready gold projects right in the heart of the central Lachlan Fold Belt, which is obviously been in the news of late. And of course, as you said earlier, with Lachlan Resources, Boda discovery, more recently, it's kind of put a little bit of, I guess, focus on the central Lachlan Fold Belt. So this is world-class copper gold hotspot at the moment, isn't it? So you've got some really interesting ones. So let's talk us through what these gold projects are.
Yeah, it certainly is, Kerry. So the East Lachlan is where all the exciting, the porphyry projects are located. And the central Lachlan is where Australian gold and copper is focused. And this is a world-class belt in its own right. The central Lachlan is a great place to explore. It's more marginal farming. So we have the fantastic relationship with the landowners. They're big farming areas, so that means less landholders as well. But we have a relationship with all of our landholders on these seven targets. Aurelia Metals have just been going in leaps and bounds with their Federation discovery. Their drill holes into there, and the Hera mine and the Peak, 6 million ounces of gold and 2.2 million tons of copper, and that's at 9 grams in the Peak Cobar mines. So these are really gold-rich areas and clear and ripe for a new discovery.
And when you say clear and ripe for a new discovery, has there been much drilling in this area historically?
Sure.
In the area that you're looking at, specifically these 3 projects?
The unique thing about these 3 projects is they're all near surface gold, and the drill-ready targets are all along strike. So these 7 drill-ready targets that I keep talking about are all have. I'm just going to stop that. Each of these targets have are along strike from historic drilling. So most of them have historic drill holes in them, and some of them not so historic, just a couple of years old, where we're just going to be stepping out and drilling. But on top of that drilling, there's multiple layers of data from all with geophysics, geochemistry on surface, and they're all outcropping at surface. So with the historic mines that are on almost every one of these projects, we've just got multiple layers of data all pointing in the same direction, and that's for early drill discovery on these projects.
You say it's near surface. Do you have to go very deep with your drilling? Because we all know that, the deeper the drilling, the more expensive it is. You're looking to raise 10 million in this IPO that's closing on the 18th of December. Most of that is going to go into drilling. Have you got how much drilling are you going to be doing, and how deep are you going to be going?
Sure. We've already got our foot on a drill rig to come in and start drilling these straight after IPO. So we're looking at bringing a drill rig in late January, and it's an RC drill rig. So all these holes are only going to be down to about 200 meters. Each of these projects, none of them have all that sedimentary cover on top covering this up. So we're taking rock chips on surface. We've got gossans sticking out of the ground above EM plates, and we also have those historic drill holes to step out from. So all of these 7 drill-ready targets are all near surface RC drilling, so very quick to bring to market. So the way we want to showcase this in the first 2 quarters out of IPO is 2 weeks of drilling on one project, create that news flow event, and then while we're waiting for assays to come back, we'll move the drill rig just a couple of kilometres over to our other drill-ready project and drill there, and then we'll take the drill rig over to Cargelligo while we're waiting for the Moorfield assays to come in, and we'll drill Achilles 3, which has got whole moving loop EM targets or EM conductors, and then aerial EM conductors over the top. So multiple geophysics data sets all pointing in the same direction. So we'll have drill here, wait for send out the news flow to say that we're drilling. While we're waiting for the assays to come back, we'll move the rig and move the rig and move the rig.
That's very smart.
So I think I'm going to be quite an author of announcements, and I'm going to be writing these announcements on the drill rig or on the road. So it's going to be a really exciting time.
Now, Glen, I can sense that there's quite a lot of excitement from you, and you've had some experience globally Yep. in the resources exploration.
Yep.
What is it that is exciting you about this particular project and bringing it to market?
Australia is, once you work overseas, you realise how lucky we are here in Australia. Sovereign risk, a low sovereign risk environment is where you want to be putting your investment dollars. And the reason we work out of Orange is because I can kiss my wife and kids goodbye and then drive 3 hours to our exploration area. I can lean on the fence with the landowner for a couple of hours, have a good chat, build a relationship in English. We can go and I can visit the rig, our geologists on the rig, and see how the work is, see how the rocks are looking out of the ground. And then if my wife wants me home that night, I can or if I need to be in front of investors the next day, I can get it back in my car and drive home. That is low sovereign risk.
Yeah.
And New South Wales has that. And we've got one of the best governments to explore with. Our turnaround time for drill permitting is 10 days. So once we submit an environmental application, they come back with 10 days. That is low sovereign risk.
Any challenges with the local landowners or the projects are in and around Orange and that sort of that area?
Yep.
Any challenges with landowners?
Great thing about the central Lachlan is we're off the topographic high of Bathurst and Orange. So we're away from, we're 3 hours west of Orange, which is more marginal farming country. And we've got a great relationships with all of these projects. Remember that these projects have been in New South Resources or Magmatic Resources for a number of years. So we actually have that longevity with those landowners. So we're really ready to go.
Why is it now that this is all taking place? Because as you say, Magmatic's had it for a while. They're an ASX listed company. New South Resources, that's private. First of all, how did they get together and become friendly? And what was the reasoning behind doing this now at the end of what has been a very challenging year, Glen?
Sure, it's been challenging, but it's been great for exploration.
Yeah, true.
New South Resources New South Wales is absolutely booming as a state for mineral exploration, and that's not just because of Boda, that Alkane discovery or Aurelia's Federation discovery. The Magmatic and New South Resources got together. Well, I've known the managing director of Magmatic Resources back when we were doing a master's together about 10, 12 years ago. And we've just had a relationship. We've all worked around the world since, but when my family landed here in Orange, we've been busy and they've been busy, and we've both had success. And how do all these ideas get bought out?
Probably over a beer in the pub in the middle of Orange, didn't it, Glen?
Absolutely. So we have both companies have their main focus, and we just recognise that, gosh, this is just the synergies here and the natural fit for these areas have all been in the central Lachlan, all been near surface, all drill ready. The hard work, the long work has been done, and that's that slow groundwork. Now we've got that very quick exploration success ahead of us. And it was just a natural fit.
And from an admin point of view as well, I think that you're going to be utilising some of the Magmatic, their office and admin. Is that?
Yeah, good point, Kerry. As you know, starting a company can be slow and arduous and expensive. We've got a great strategic alliance with Magmatic Resources. So we're sharing the corporate office out of Perth. So our overheads on our corporate office are only $14,000 a year. Wow. We're sharing the exploration office, which is already set up here in Orange. So our AGC's corporate overheads on the exploration office is only $30,000 a year. I challenge any exploration company to match that. We don't have an expensive Sydney office we are all here. We're all. I'm usually in a high vis shirt, and we're all out there together. And the great thing about that is we've got that strategic Magmatic, their discovery history, whether it's they've got lots of great areas that they've discovered through New South Wales. Been affiliated with the Boda Discovery, with the Sky Colour and Discovery, and our team have as well. We've been involved in discoveries in the Junee Narromine Volcanic Belt. So with all those mines in the one office, we can really create a lot of momentum.
I love that's music. You know what? Music to my ears, Glenn, to hear, because sometimes you hear of companies coming onto the ASX and their overheads, their admin, it's eye-watering. So to hear you say that the Perth office is 14 grand a year, hip, hip, hooray, well done. On behalf of all shareholders out there, not that I'm a shareholder yet, but that's fantastic. So you're listing in the first week of January, getting the drill out there, getting the news flow coming towards the end of January. So let's just finish it up with why do you think investors, I think we've explained it pretty well myself, but why do you think investors need to jump on board now? I think it's very interesting. Drill ready targets, ready to go.
Thanks, Kerry. And you most people do get sick of me saying drill ready targets, but the really unique thing about AGC is we're coming at this with 7 unique drill ready targets. They're all on surface, near surface. Most of them have got historic mines, multiple data sets of recent geophysics and recent surface geochemistry as well. And we've already got a foot on a rig. So we understand as explorationists that you've got to have multiple chances of success, and any one of those drill holes can really create a great story going into 2021, and we're excited about bringing that.
It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas coming early, Glenn. That's what it's like. But it's going to get cold out there in winter. Yeah. Just letting you know, but you know that anyway. Thanks so much for talking to us today. I wish you all the best. If people want to download the prospectus, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to AUST. That's ostgoldcopper.com.au. That's AUST goldcopper.com.au. Download the prospectus. Taylor Collison, your lead broker. Anything, I think you've covered it very well, Glenn. Lots of news flow to come, a great team that you've put together. Well done, congratulations, and we'll look forward to speaking to you again in 2021.
Thanks, Kerry.